All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game Sock versus Happy. This game taking place here on Shallow Grave. Over here on the top left-hand side of the map, we have Sock spawning as the yellow human. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have Happy spawning as the purple undead. If you guys, well, give me a little bit of slack today if you say I missed things on the mini-map. Well, a mini-me is blocking the mini-map and making it difficult to see what is happening. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this 1v1 matchup. We are looking at Crypt, Altar of Darkness, and a Ziggurat being thrown down by Happy, most likely a Tomb of Relics as that Altar of Darkness is completing. Meanwhile, we are looking at an Archmage, most likely Footman, coming across from Sock in this classic human versus undead matchup. Funny, I find in the matchups, human and orcs are the original races, but no, it is going to be human and undead. That almost feels like the classic matchup for me, since, well, Happy has been such a mainstay of WarCraft 3 for so long. Anyways, coming back around, we can see that there is a second Necropolis coming across from Happy. Interesting here to go for a second Necropolis. He will be able to train up additional units that is close enough to... wow, this is an interesting new build. And I'm sorry, I really did miss something on the minimap. Not something I expected to see 2 minutes into this game. But what is happening here is, well, he doesn't need to use that Rod of Necromancy, or not, excuse me, the Essence of Blight, in order to get down a Blight early. He has this early Necropolis, which is going to throw down a bunch of Blight across everything. He will have access to that Blight, be able to summon up some Nerubian towers earlier, and now all Sock can really do is watch this. Also, this Necropolis does provide a bit of supply, so that's why there is actually one less Ziggurat here, and why the Ziggurat doesn't need to be summoned nearly as early off over here. All very, very interesting, as Happy now has Blight spread across a good portion of his side of the map. All right, eagle-eyed viewers, you guys can study this replay. A link to the replay is always in the description below if you're watching on YouTube, if you want to see the particular timings and get that strategy going. Meanwhile, what is going on here? We can see well, Ghoul is trying to perhaps protect and go up against this Archmage here, and the Archmage going to take a little bit of damage. Rod of Necromancy there, Archmage gets up to level 3, and at level 3, those level 2 water elementals could certainly become a problem. Back down to the south. I finished reading all the Aragon books recently, found weird to be coming back to Warcraft. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Fantasy realms, you know, they share a lot of similar stories and things like that. Alright, no surprise to anyone, Sock is also setting up an expo for himself here at the 3 o'clock position. And now Archmage is going to try to put in pressure here. All right, Footman going to try to run all the way to the back here. Nerubian Tower nearly done. You can see a little bit of damage. Is that Footman going to get denied? He will. Low hit point Ghoul now trying to get denied as well, as the Nerubian Tower is finally up. With that Nerubian Tower up, that Archmage is going to be moving quite a bit slower, taking quite a bit of damage. Meanwhile, the Water Elementals are trying to get some damage across all of these units. Acolytes, if you remember, do have a very, very fast regeneration while on Blight. So these Acolytes, well, as long as they're not running into the path of the Archmage, they should be fine. Beautiful use of the Ritual Dagger right there to try and buy a little bit of time, as this Acolyte down to 17 hit points. More Acolytes are being trained. Another Footman going to get taken down. Lich now nearing up level 3, as we're still chasing after all of these units. Acolyte's going to be dancing back across here. There is a Nerubian Tower now trying to get upgraded here. Look at this. This Acolyte purposely teleported. Beautifully done by Happy to have the foresight to, well, move the Acolyte back across here, move this Acolyte off of the gold mine, move the Acolyte onto the gold mine, and to teleport him so he missed, and then put the original Acolyte back so that that Acolyte could continue to be on the move. took longer for me to describe what actually happened there, as this low hit point ghoul down to 14 hit points does get taken out. All right, Sock is actually destroying quite a bit of units. Meanwhile, Lich is trying to find a way to kill one more unit off to get to level 3, as the Lich may find himself trapped against the corner. That's not what he wants to be doing. Are we going to see perhaps a Footman get taken down to 58 hit points, down to 20? One more shot. He does get denied. Lich once more. This has turned into a beautiful battle, back and forth, microing, just a beautiful micro that I don't see in every single matchup. Beautifully done by both Sock and Happy straight out of the gate. Tech to Tier 2 has begun by Happy. Tech to Tier 2 has already been started much earlier by Sock, as Sock's Expo is not getting pressured whatsoever. Main base still getting pressured here. We're looking at a crypt and a graveyard, so we are going dual crypts. The graveyard may or the crypt may actually get denied there, taken down, so may need to be resummoned again. Perhaps trying to train up more units. Also needs to get up some more Ziggurats as well, as the Lich gets up to level 3. Level 2, Frost Nova is on the table. You can see ghouls are trying to swarm. There goes one dead Footman there. Lich now using a Dark Ritual and a Ritual Dagger to heal up a bit of lost hit points. Now that the Lich is at level 3, the Archmage has to be careful of that level 2 Frost Nova much more, especially when fighting against close to home. Archmage may try and go after this Ogre Magi creep camp, picking up Boots of Speed. No, just backing away here. Arcane Vault already done, a Blacksmith nearing done, and now the Keep, and now perhaps trying to train up a Mountain King, getting up, going straight to Castle already. Perhaps going to be trying to go for Flying Machines, as the Lich is the one to go ahead and try and clear out this Forest Troll Berserker Ogre Magi creep camp. Now, Lich buys a Scroll of Town Portal. Ogre Mauler going to get taken out. Last unit here, we can see that there are still plenty of charges. Ritual Dagger, Rod of Necromancy, Vampiric Aura, Scourge Bone Chimes going to allow these ghouls to regenerate hit points a little bit more easily, as the Tech to Tier 2 is nearing completion for Undead. Goblin Shredder going to be retreating back here. We are looking at dual workshops, Flying Machines inbound, perhaps try to get armor upgrades here, as we see a big Frost Nova. There goes one down. There, nope. The Traveled Lich did get the attack off first, but the Archmage was that much closer, hence the deny again. Beautiful battle going back and forth. Ring of Superiority getting destroyed. Well, that ring getting destroyed so quickly, not wanting to allow that Mountain King to pick it up when the time comes. All right. Your hair is very tangled. Did you know that?
A player's forces are under attack.
Back off to the north. Arcane Tower going to feed back this one Skeletal Minion. Take it down pretty easily. Tech to Tier 3 nearly done. Access to Knights, Paladin, Staff of Sanctuary, Orb of Fire. All very necessary items for which guy? Oh, there's more than them. See, there's one set off over here and then one set down over here. Okay. Alright. Coming back around. Ogre Magi gonna get cleaned up. Forest Troll Berserker gonna get cleaned up. Sock, on the other hand, going after a red creep camp, building up and setting up towers already. Footman, is he going to get taken down? It looks like, well, he purposely lost aggro by attacking the Mountain King, and he's still attacking the Mountain King there. Finally getting a Scroll of Regeneration, stopping that attack there. Book of the Dead being used for a little bit of extra bonus damage to clear out a difficult red creep camp. Casting and hairbrushing, yep. Multitasking, trying to get, take care of things, take care of the family. Stormbolt finding a ghoul there. We see Death Knight is out on the battlefield. Quick Dark Ritual, well, Death Coil, Frost Nova, Thunderclap, and, well, a bunch of, well, dead background characters, as all of the Footmen, the Footman looks like he could get taken out waiting just for the attack there. No, ends up getting denied. Lich didn't turn around for the attack. Mountain King doesn't have enough mana for a Stormbolt, but with the Cloak of Flames on the Mountain King, Happy knows that the bottom left creep camp was cleared and is going to go ahead and scout it out, see that there are cannon towers, arcane towers currently getting upgraded. All right, Skeletal Minions going straight after these peasants. The peasants don't really stand won't be standing around for very long. Down to 55 hit points already, trying to back away. Arcane Tower gonna do a little bit of feeding. Is that peasant gonna get taken down? Yes, he will. More militia now making their way over as we see a flying machine get shot down by the Black Citadel. Coming back around, Death Coil finding a low hit point Ghoul. Lich continuing to fire back as well. Mountain King trying to get off more Thunderclaps, but no sea of Ghouls anywhere, as the Ghouls are now going straight towards that Water Elemental, trying to take them down. Orb of Corruption providing a little bit of negative armor there to make it easier to take out, but once more denied by Sock. This game has been a game of micro on both sides. Both sides trying to get a little bit more out of their units as the Paladin shows up on the battlefield. Orb of Fire most likely going to be transferred to that Archmage, and also Staff of Sanctuary transferred to that Archmage as well. Can't find... Feels like there should be like a zoom in between these two. This seems a little bit too close. I just like want one click up, but it's just not working. Dreadlord third, as we are going to be seeing Sleep and most likely Carry On Swarm as that follow-up ability to try and handle the flying machines and siege engines that will be making their way out. All right, Dreadlord putting pressure, quick sleeps around onto the Archmage. We see a Griffin out in the air, Thunderclap slowing down the attack there. Archmage quickly uses a Scroll of Town Portal as a Ghoul gonna get taken out by a Water Elemental. All right, couple of gargoyles are in the air. Dual cannon towers coupled with a guarded tower and an arcane tower. This base is not going to be easy to take down. Yes, the arcane tower was quickly destroyed, but those cannon towers can deal quite a bit of damage as there are no masonry upgrades. All right, this is actually falling at a much faster rate than I originally expected. Yeah, just quick, easy kills there. Oh, Meat Wagon in the back, landing that attack right there as we see a tactical retreat. All right, didn't see for a moment how the buildings were falling that quickly. Meat Wagon in the deep portion as Sock lining up a bunch of siege engines to put in pressure onto the expo here. I believe we're going to be going into... Are we going for... Nope, transitioning now into flying machines. More peasants need to be trained up as we're going to be going into engagement here. Staff of Sanctuary saving a low hit point unit. Gargoyles, Meat Wagons are all in position, and this is Happy just completely ready for Sock. All right, Paladin falls quickly at level 1. Triple Meat Wagons are going to be easy targets to try and take down those siege engines as we see the Scroll of Town Portal already inbound. All right, in come the repairs. There comes the units, and here we go as that siege engine 1 already down. Siege engine 2 is already getting waylaid by these Meat Wagons again, and this is just going to be quick and easy pickings. Sock not going to be able to do very much with these 3 siege engines. I say that, but at the same time, Mountain King Archmage now in the base here. Flying machines going after the gargoyles, and we're still going into an engagement here. Dreadlord sitting at level 2. Is it perhaps going to be able to get some carry-on swarms off? No, it will not. 53 supply compared to 60. 3 bases to 2 bases as these towers try to get re-established. 3 heroes on both sides. I see Paladin in the overlays. Yep.
A player's forces.
All right, coming back around. Gonna be a little bit of time before the Arcane Vault starts selling more Staff of Sanctuaries. You can see Archmage, Mountain King, Paladin. Paladin is the one that desperately needs to get to level 2, an easy low-hanging fruit to suddenly have a large burst of power in your hero army. Paladin now adding in Divine Shield as a way to survive. Meanwhile, this, quick cannon tower gonna get destroyed. Lich already at level 5. And Ghouls are just going to try to clean things up here. This Expo is going to get taken down, but this will give a window of opportunity for the Mountain King Archmage and Paladin to clear out a relatively difficult creep camp. The flying machines also have the Bombard upgrade, that siege damage from the air, 9 to 12 damage, going to clean things up nicely as we are looking at a Medallion of Courage for the Mountain King, additional intelligence and strength as well. That Mountain King north of 1100 hit points while still only at level 3. Gargoyles getting ready to engage here. All right, if the first Expo was taken down quickly, the second Expo could be taken down quickly as well. Are you leaving? All right, she is leaving. All right, tower is going to be destroyed quickly. No siege engines this time around, as the flying machines are just absolutely bombarding. The siege engines or the flying machines bombarded those meat wagons quickly, or the griffins did. And now with that, perhaps that's going to open things up for siege engines to come back around. Scroll of Town Portal, tactical retreat, low hit point water elemental down to 9 hit points, and ends up surviving. Unholy Aura still regenerating that obsidian statue a bit more. All right, this is a battle going back and forth. Difficult to tell who's coming out on top. 48 supply compared to 52, as, well, these units still making their rounds. All right, what is going to go down here? Acolyte being brought over to try and get in some repairs. More Rock Golem creep camps. Lich perhaps should be backing away from this fight. You don't want the Lich here to take away some of that precious experience, denying the Dreadlord level 3, or just, well, just not a good use of experience here. But then again, time is always of the essence. Perhaps that little bit of saving on time for that Lich to be in the fight, it makes it all worth it. All right, Acolyte still getting in some repairs on that obsidian statue there, and we're still going into a fight again. Paladin inching closer to level 3. The Kobold gives the Paladin level 3. That will be a big power spike in healing. Now 200 hit point heal, or 400 hit point heals rather than 200 hit point burst heals. Gargoyle, well, quick Frost Nova on to all of those suspecting peasants. Those peasants are going to get cleaned up quickly. Meanwhile, flying machines, griffins engaging here. This is a pure air army of flying machines and griffins. Scroll of Town Portal teleporting back here as the units try to get away quickly. All right, hit and run tactics. Flying machines do have that bombard, so that does make them useful against these ground units. Meanwhile, the griffins are found a couple of easy ghouls to take down. Flying machines getting bursted down, however, by that carry-on swarm. Frost Nova going down as well, as both sides are still fighting their way through. Staff of Sanctuary saving, I believe, one of those units, a Griffin. Flying Machine trying to go after the Gargoyles. The Gargoyles, however, able to easily pick apart the Flying Machines since they were hit after a couple of waves of carry-on swarm. Siege Engine now being brought over to try and finish off these remaining buildings. Not going to be able to do so, as there was enough protection there. Meat Wagons gone because of the Griffins, but still, well, enough home field protection. 49 supply compared to 59. Lich still fighting alongside, taking some of that precious experience, but, well, you'd rather get it than, or you'd rather get some of it than none of it by leaving it out on the battlefield for your opponent to gain. 61 supply compared to 52. Sock finally breaking into low upkeep again after losing that earlier expo. Getting more flying machines, trying to replace low hit point units, always a bit of a problem, especially as that Dreadlord has so much mana. That Dreadlord with dual potions of mana, that carry-on swarm could really rip through, cause problems, and you see multiple peasants get taken down there. No Stormbolt, as it is level 2 Thunderclap, but without that sea of ghouls on the ground, it doesn't make as big of a difference. Death Coil trying to go in across for the save. Flying machines, carry-on swarm finding its target again, taking down that Crypt Fiend. Flying machines trying to go after those gargoyles. Gargoyles, well, getting a couple of quick and easy attacks here. Stormbolt inbound. No Stormbolt on any of those trailing units. Anti-magic shell. We do see Banshees with mastery training. Mountain King, carry-on swarm, and so many flying machines now in the low. Stormbolt trying to perhaps find that Banshee, take them out, as the gargoyles are going to try and engage. Book of the Dead, and now use. No easy dispel. Thunderclap coming across. Gargoyles are going up against the flying machines. Carry-on swarm finding more of those flying machines in the back. 53 supply compared to 66. Low hit point Lich still dancing in the back here. Sock gonna lose a Goblin Shredder. Level 4 now on that Dreadlord. It looks like it's going to be level 2 Sleep eventually, as we see Staff of Sanctuary pulling back some units. Only 2 Staff of Sanctuaries across here. Paladin can have a very bad day. Does have a Potion of Greater Healing. Should use it, and uses it in time. Archmage still okay, at least for now. Both sides still fighting. 40 supply compared to 60. Water Elementals doing a little bit of push, taking down a couple of Banshees again, as the Obsidian statues are backing away. Home field advantage giving giving extra additional blight regeneration as the Lich gets up to level 6. Lich could turn back around, gets Death and Decay, and now with Death and Decay, it really can put in pressure on those buildings if that Mountain King is kept in check. All right. Death Coil, Carry On, Swarm, quick death there. Units are teleporting back, 38 supply compared to 66. Lich being brought on over to perhaps try and finish this expo. All right. Death Knight. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Lich getting a little bit of mana from those obsidian statues. Flying Machines out and about, trying to scout out, sees the inbound, incoming undead army. And here we are, here we go. Lich is, you can just go straight for the Frost Nova, taking down many of those peasants again. And, well, peasants constantly needing to be replaced means that this, expo is not at full operation. All right, Flying Machines looking to engage again. Nope, Staff of Sanctuary trying to save multiple units again and again, but Staff of Sanctuary on the Flying Machine, not necessarily the best use, but still useful nonetheless, as the Gargoyles are going after the Flying Machines here. Unholy Aura acting as a little bit of a way to perhaps attack a bit faster. You can see that a Flying Machine quickly getting taken out with a quick web from the Crypt Fiend. Siege engines do not have the anti-air upgrade. There are a lot of gargoyles in the air. Stormbolt onto a Banshee. Are we going to see some engagement? There's a Thunderclap as well. Knights trying to retreat back. They do not want to get possessed. That's the last thing that Sok wants to do is, well, further stretch that supply disadvantage by losing a Banshee or trading a Banshee for a Knight. Lich comes across again, perhaps trying to get another Frost Nova. There's another Frost Nova, could come back once more. Both sides still engaging. There's another Thunderclap, but the, well, Banshee's anti-magic shell able to absorb so much damage again. Flying Machines here trying to burst down those units, and a Carry-On Swarm coming back across. Are the Gargoyles going to be able to retreat away? Crypt Fiend trying to regroup, and a Gargoyle does slip away again. Meanwhile, Siege Engines finding themselves trying to push down the Expo here at the 3 o'clock position, but they're all going to get cleaned up once more. The Nerubian Tower, with that slowing attack, coupled with the, repairs on the Acolytes, just too much to overcome. Lich continuing to get in some big auto attacks here. Well, Knight, is it going to get bursted down? No, it is not. Frost Nova, not quite worth it. I see no spellcasters on the human side. Yeah, no. Spellcasters on the human side would be a complete waste right now. When your opponent already has level 3 Frost Nova and level 2 Carry-On Swarm, that is just asking for units to die. The Flying Machines, because they are immune to Frost Nova, means that they only can get hit by the Carry-On Swarm. Destroy, yeah. And Destroyers are also easy to get as well. So a bunch of low hit point units out on the battlefield, not a good sign. It would be like, the same thing would be if Happy tried to transition back to Ghouls once the Mountain King got level 3 Thunderclap. It's just not recommended. The spells get more and more powerful as the game progresses, so hit points start to matter more as we see a Stormbolt go down. Well, quick Dark Ritual right there. Both sides continuing the fight as Knights. Are they going to be able to retreat back here? Both sides continuing to engage Lich. Easily going to finish off one Water Elemental there. Death Knight still shy of level 5, though, as the Mountain King tries to come back around. We see Siege Engines once more trying to put pressure inside the main base. Triple Siege Engines. There's that Carry-On Swarm right there. Ghouls are in position to knock it over. Black Citadel down to 500 hit points. Is it going to fall down to 500 hit? We're not quite sure why the Siege Engines are even moving. Just trying to put pressure on there. Well, moving is to buy time, perhaps put pressure on the 3 o'clock location. Expo down to 2,200 gold here. We're looking at an Acolyte trying to expand over here to the top right. This Siege Engine doing a little bit of superficial damage, taking down this, or attempting to take down that Nerubian Tower there. All right, little bit of damage, quick kills there. Acolytes all cleaned up. Death Knight is at level 5. Holy Light finishes off another Acolyte as the units are retreating back. All right. Acolyte taking some, taking some damage. Well, a couple of, I thought there was an Acolyte there, but no body. Coming back through. Sock 53 supply, but the main difference is the hero level 654 compared to a 543. And as the Dreadlord now tries to get to level 5, level 3 Carrion Swarm is really gonna clear the air of those flying machines, and with that, really no hope. That Dreadlord getting up to level 5 right there. Carrion Swarm gonna find those flying machines, make them pretty much all in the red if it lands, as another round of siege engines tests the waters down here on the southern side. Main army though pushing in on the main base. Remember, 9 supply in siege engines trying to put pressure here, trying to take it down. There is the slow roll out trying to get away. Are the armies going to land on there? Yes, they are. There's a Carrion Swarm. 1 siege engine could get cleaned up, and well, gone were the days where riflemen could sit inside a siege engine and shoot back at whatever was attacking them. All right, siege engine about to get taken down. However, that means that the top right-hand side of the map is completely wide open to get cleaned up. Mountain King will not be able to level up off of this. Paladin not going to be able to level up. No one going to be able to level up off of these acolytes here. But this expo will be at least slowed down a bit. These siege engines are just causing problems as a Carrion Swarm rips through, taking, or well, removing a chunk of hit points here. All right, expo lost. There's still a little bit of mining here by Sock. Remember, a lot of peasants were lost throughout this game. Hence, this gold mine still has a little bit of gold left. Oh, siege engines with rifle is an old story. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're talking many, like 2 decades ago. So, yeah, it was back in the beta. Mobile Burrow Tech. Yep, I remember Mobile Burrow Tech. All right, Lich. Yep, there's the Death and Decay. Buildings are going to lose all of their hit points. Remember, this is a percentage base. That is why the Town Hall is losing at such a fast rate. All these buildings will end up dying at the same time unless the peasants come over to repair. Lich is not getting storm bolted, and well, you can see the farm, the blacksmith, all of that is about to go, as we're now looking at the Scroll of Town Portal heading back to perhaps offer a bit of protection here. Knight actually getting slept there. Water Elemental getting cleaned up, and well, a possession on a knight as well. So a knight and the paladin, well, getting a little bit of separation there again. 48 supply compared to 71. Mountain King runs among all of these units trying to get in the Thunderclap. There's another sleep on the Paladin. Paladin needs to wake up in order to, well, try and save the other heroes. Paladin does have a Staff of Sanctuary. There's a potion. There's a Staff of Sanctuary. And now what is he going to do next? Still has a potion of invulnerability if he needs to try and get away. Meanwhile, siege engines down to the south here, about to take down the Black Citadel. Yes, does get it down as the meat wagon unable to finish the siege engines off in time. Only 200 gold left in that gold mine down to the south. Archmage, Paladin, Mountain King, Staff of Sanctuary earlier, still regenerating quite a bit of hit points as the fly machines head off to the north. 65 supply compared to 40. And, well, the heroes need to fall if Sock, Happy wants to close out this game. That's what is holding on any chance right now. The heroes are still okay, but, well, Archmage falls asleep on the job only to get Staff of Sanctuary to back home. Water Elemental going to get cleaned up here. Banshee, well, taking quite a bit of piercing damage, almost cleaned up again. More siege engines getting trained as a squadron of flying machines looking for a way to, well, do a little bit more damage. All right. Where units still getting into position. Well, I believe Paladin, Archmage, Mountain King, all the units are ready here. Obsidian statue about to get taken down. It gets taken out. Anti-magic shell across multiple units, ready to go. Lich gonna go ahead and try and engage. Archmage trying to fight back here. Banshee is going to go as well. Obsidian Statue is trying to push. Paladin, Mountain King, Knight, more slow effects. Are we going to perhaps look at a Frost Nova, Death Coil, and now Paladin uses that, well, Divine Shield in time, Stormbolt onto the Dreadlord to try and stop things, but the Death Knight is still leading the charge here, and now perhaps going to go after this Archmage who is completely stationary. Archmage going to be in a lot of trouble here. Anti-Magic Shell onto the Lich. Lich is losing some of that precious mana, unable to get off another Frost Nova, but as the Archmage falls, so do the chances of Sock being able to claw his way back into this game. All right. Siege Engines, well, retreating away. There's a massive Thunderclap, a bunch of low hit point ghouls trying to pick off these ghouls as they're going after the Knights here. Paladin gets up to level 4. Mountain King could Stormbolt again. It looks as though the Meat Wagon here is trying to dodge damage from that Knight. And at this point, I don't really think Sock believes he has a chance. He's just trying to destroy buildings and make it difficult. Dreadlord finishes off the Siege Engine there. More Siege Engines come to show up. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary? There goes that Meat Wagon as the units are now looking into retreat, or looking to fall back in a full retreat. All right, units heading back now. Can they Staff of Sanctuary each other? That is the question. There goes the Paladin. And now the, well, Mountain King is trying to retreat back down to the south. No Staff of Sanctuary there. So I believe the Mountain King's Staff of Sanctuary could have sent that Paladin back home, but it still would only be delaying the inevitable. All right, let's take a look at the final scores. All right, Happy leading in pretty much every single category except resources. Actually lower resource score. Sock mining more gold and having more lumber harvested, but losing in the hero score. Oh, Sock also had the higher unit score as well, but it was really the heroes that carried everything for Happy. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.